Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Dina Hype coming back to you guys with a brand new video, and hope you guys are having a great day so far. In today's video, what you guys are going to be seeing is we have some breaking news. Came out a couple of days ago, and I know I'm a little bit late on this, but the PlayStation 5 news has been announced. And just to make sure that you guys do not think that this is all just fake or just non-true news, GameStop has even came out and talked about this exact information. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into this. I do have a link down in the description if you guys want to read all the information for yourself. You guys can do so. But we're gonna go ahead and jump straight on into this. So without further ado, drop a like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you guys are brand new, and let's get straight on into this. Now to start off here, we are going to be going into details with the full PlayStation 5 specs and possibly even PlayStation 5 to PlayStation 4 comparison, and like the speeds, just everything about the PlayStation 5 is going to be covered here in today's video. Now to start off here, it says PlayStation fans have finally been given more details about the upcoming PS5, and there have been much anticipation about Sony's new console in the March 18th presentation. While it was technical, it did reveal just how powerful it is going to be. Now, following the surprise information or drop of the Xbox Series X on March 16th, Sony announced a live stream where PS5 lead system architect Mark Cerny, or Kearney, however you pronounce his last name, would provide a deep dive into the PS5 system. Now, in the build-up to the live stream, renowned gaming journalist Jason Schreier did reveal one person who appeared to be in the show or in the know, said that it was, and I quote, the most exciting hardware in 20 years, quote. Now, he did say with his whole entire tweet, and I quote, I don't know how many teraflops LOL this PS5 has, but this is the sentiment I have heard from several technical minded folks. One told me it was the most exciting hardware in 20 years. Will be fascinating to see how it stacks up to the impressive Xbox Series X specs, quote. Now, to compare the actual specs, if you guys are curious, we do have the full PlayStation 5 specs comparing to the PlayStation 4 specs. Now, if you guys are a just like full-on genius behind this stuff, you will understand exactly what it means. But to kind of summarize, they have actually summarized here for you. It just basically means everything that I'm about to read here going forward is meaning that the PlayStation 5 is blowing everything that the PlayStation 4 has done just out of the water. So, to start off with the CPU, we have an 8 Zen 2 cores at 3.5 gigahertz for the PlayStation 5 CPU, comparing to the PlayStation 4's 8 times Jaguar cores at 1.6 gigahertz. Now, to summarize for any of you who are not nerds into all this, it's, if you guys want to just kind of take the gigahertz and just see that the PlayStation 5 is going to be much more, that kind of can help you out. Now for the GPU, we have a 10 by 28 TFL OPS 36 CUs at 2.23 gigahertz, and the PlayStation 4 has 1.84 TFL OPS with 18 CUs at only 800 megahertz. So a big upgrade in the PlayStation 5. For the GPU architecture, we have a custom RDNA 2, and for the PlayStation 4, there is a custom GCN. So another big update, or upgrade, I guess you could say. With memory and interface, for the PlayStation 5, we have 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 with a 256-bit, and on the PS4, there is an 8 gigabyte GDDR5 with a 256-bit. Now for the memory bandwidth, PlayStation 5 448 gigabytes a second, and for the PS4 it runs at 176 gigabytes a second. For the internal storage, PlayStation 4, as you guys know, comes with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. With the internal storage for the PS5, it's going to be coming with 825 gigabytes with a 825 gigabytes SSD, and that is going to be incredible, knowing that a lot of people have to end up going out and buying extended hard drives just to be able to have anything on their PlayStations. So that's going to help out. Moving on with the I/O throughput, PS5 has 5.5 gigabyte a second for raw, and a typical 8 to 9 gigabyte a second is going to be compressed. And for the PS4, it says here approximately 50 to 100 megabytes per second is dependent on the data location on the HDD. Now, for extendable storage, it says here that the PS5 is going to be NVMe SSD slot, and the PS4 was a replaceable internal HDD. So, as always, PS4, you always had like a replaceable hard drive that you guys could just put on there. For the PS5, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but it's going to be pretty easy and pretty helpful. With the external storage, we have USB HDD support, same thing as PS4, USB HDD support. For the optical drive, we have a 4K UHD Blu-ray drive as compared to the PS4's just standard Blu-ray drive. So everything is going to be upgraded to the max to make the system as best as possible. Now, what fans really want to be knowing now is how does the PS5 stack up to their biggest competitor, the Xbox Series X? Well, it says here on paper the Xbox is more powerful, but often the decision isn't as simple as which is more powerful. Now, I'm not going to go into full-on details of just reading all this stuff to kind of give you guys an idea. I will be able to just say, comparing the two, it all kind of depends on just what you guys like. They're very similar. Some things are better on the PS5, some things are better on the Xbox Series X. It all kind of depends on just what you guys prefer. Most of the time, it all depends on maybe the games you're going to be playing. I think that's kind of what breaks down what system you're going to want. It's just what games do you play and then go with that system. And also what kind of system you guys' friends play on. Now, interestingly enough, Mark Cerny spent some of the presentation to make it clear that teraflops and CUs doesn't necessarily mean more powerful. Whether this was a result of the Xbox Series X specs or just a natural part of the presentation, we'll perhaps never know. Now, for the SSD speeds on the PS5, the presentation started with a decision about adding an SSD to the PS5. Cerny revealed that the previous HDD in the PS4, along with the CPU of course, was a bottleneck for game development. Now, the increasingly expansive worlds just couldn't be loaded quick enough on the older technology, which was brought us to the point of an SSD being a necessity. Now, for example, if you guys are kind of lost, it says here the bandwidth of the PS4 HDD was 50 to 100 megabytes per second, as we read earlier, in comparison to the PS5 SSD target, which is going to be at the least 5 gigabytes a second. Now, at the minimum, it's going to be at least 100 times faster than what the PS4 was running at. So, it don't matter what internet you basically have at this point, the PlayStation 5 is going to work. And if you guys do want the simple, I guess you could say, math equation, it does say here SSD speed, which is 2 gigabytes divided by 5 gigabytes a second divided by 1.5 is equaling 27 seconds. I don't know what that means, but they do have a little chart here to kind of explain it. It says here bandwidth for the PS4 50 to 100 megabytes, PS5 5 gigabytes, seek time 2 to 50 milliseconds, PS5 instantaneous. So, to kind of help you guys out, that's kind of what it means. Now, getting on to the backwards compatibility for PS4 to PS5, it says here there had been rumors over the last several months that the PS5 would be fully backwards compatible with the PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1. And we're getting backwards compatibility, but perhaps not to the extent that was hoped. Now, it has been confirmed that Sony are working on determining the top 100 PS4 games, and it will be these that are backwards compatible. So there will be no mention of whether this will be expanded upon and how this would relate to the PS3, PS2, and PS1. I kind of understand that because it would be kind of hard to make it compatible with all of those games, but I will just say, getting off track, it would be pretty cool to go back and find my old PS2 games and even PS3 games and play them. There was a bunch of games from PS2 that I ended up just getting rid of because I didn't want my PlayStation 2 anymore. I had the PS3 and then now I got a PS4, so it wasn't really a need that I needed. But man, if they do that, I'm going to be kind of upset that I sold all those games. Man, it's going to come back to bite me in the butt. But let's move on here. It says here that another bit of good news that came from the reveal was that the fact that no announcement regarding a delay to the 2020 release date the current global health situation has put its release date into question, as you guys know, with the whole COVID-19. But it does say here, hopefully in this case, we can assume no news is good news. Elsewhere, we don't know, however, or whether this news will impact the same rumors about the Xbox Series X, though Microsoft hasn't even commented about any of the rumors that have been speculated. Now, with the specs and technical details out in the open now, fans will now have some time to look into the news and of maybe some games that could be top 100 and just figure out what games could possibly be coming back or just be made cross-compatible with the PlayStation 5. Now, kind of getting back on to just the idea for what they said with the release date. As you guys know, everything is kind of getting delayed. Everything's kind of getting pushed back. If you guys did not hear, the Olympics are actually getting delayed a whole year, so that's pretty interesting to see. But I do think the fact that they are saying that they're not pushing any delays back on the actual date when it's coming out, meaning that either it's coming out going to be somewhere within the winter or like late fall of this year, 2020, or possibly the beginning of 2021. So it all remains to be seen on what they're going to be doing there. But hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys drop a like. And also if you guys are brand new to the channel, do not forget to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. If you guys are a fan of anything that I upload, whether it be Call of Duty whenever it comes to updates, patch notes, class setups for Modern Warfare, or even just old Call of Duty types of videos for Black Ops 4. If you guys are just a fan of anything Call of Duty related, or even staying up to date with the PlayStation 5 news, I'll keep you guys updated here on the channel. So if you guys want to subscribe, make sure you guys hit that big red subscribe button, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell so you guys can stay notified the second that I post a new video here on the channel. If you guys want to go ahead and follow me on any of my social medias, links to all that are in the description. And also if you guys want to rep the Hype Nation merch, feel free to do that as well. But without further ado, guys, it's been your boy Hype. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.